Alrighty, so this was a semi-unexpected thing. When I saw this helmet for pre-order on Hasbro Pulse, it told me it wouldn't be released till December. So I figured, okay, that gives me plenty of time. And I saw this and the Death Trooper helmet. The Death Trooper helmet did say October, but luckily I saw reviews for it because the visor on it it's so transparent that you can see someone's eyes through it, which is very odd because if you've watched any of my helmet videos on my channel, which I've done Black Series Star Wars helmets, they do a very good job with the visor to not make it see-through. Why on earth they'd pick the Death Trooper helmet to be this way, I have no idea. So I said, nah, as much as I love the Death Trooper helmet, I'm not doing it. But I love the Shoretrooper helmet. From everything I've seen, it's got the black visor that's not see-through. So I thought perfect. It, without warning, said, hey, it's shipping now. It's headed your way. I said, all right, shipping it with shipping and handling, like all the fees together, it was exactly $120 flat. So getting this out of the box, we'll see if it's worth that money. At this time, I'm going to have to see if I can find some AAA batteries laying around. If I can't, then I'll have to go over it another time. But let me get this out of the box. Alrighty, so in the box we've got the instructions. It's got a voice changer, just like almost how all of them do. You do put the batteries in. So when I first saw this picture, I thought, well, they're almost universally always in the inside of the helmet. What am I looking at in this picture? And I will go over that in just a sec. 3 AAA batteries, have a screwdriver, head strap, adjustable head strap, and yes, it's saying take it out, measure it to your head, then put it back in. If you've watched this channel at all, you'll know I always take these out because my head is just that abnormally big. But for the helmet itself, it looks beautiful. It is heavy. The moment I took it out of the box, I could really feel the hefty weight. And it's got a weathered effect. Honestly, it's weird. I'm not going to say it's bad, but I wouldn't say it's the best. But that's not me trying to shit on it or anything. It genuinely is just, it's not a bad job whatsoever. I like the paint. It's hefty. So the thing with the batteries with this helmet is, right here, you're gonna lift this up, just, maybe hold it like this, and then this whole plate comes off. Use a screwdriver, 3 AAA, and then just pop the shell back on. There you go. Bingo. Everything feels secured, nothing too crazy. You've got that nice black visor inside the helmet. I do love that. For a while now, they've been doing the stylized, decorated inside. I promise you I'm probably gonna have to take this head strap out, but looks nice. And the voice changer button is right here. Even when I'm not speaking in the helmet, you can probably hear an echo, but I'm gonna be putting the helmet on and looking at it. I see people say, I don't like the Black Series helmets because they make them too big. For a big guy like myself, I'm 6 feet tall, I'm 280 pounds, I've got a huge head. These helmets are the perfect size for a person like me. So I can't really complain about that part, but I can see where if you're very skinny or on the shorter end or whatever, normal height, how it might look abnormal. But you got to also remember there's a whole armor set that goes with these. Not that they've officially released it, but whenever they're wearing the armor with the helmet, it's going to look more proper than it just a person wearing just a helmet. But just from an outside perspective so far, I love it a lot. Rogue One is my favorite Star Wars movie, and so this is a perfect addition. So I'm going to be trying on the helmet and just seeing how it is with the head strap, without the head strap, how it feels. Alrighty, so usually with most of these helmets, I wear this because it just, it fits better for aesthetic reasons, but it sometimes helps with putting the helmet on. It tends to be a little bit smoother than if it's just outright touching my skin. So I'm gonna put the Shoretrooper helmet on, and I did do a test fit. It's incredibly tight. I'll explain further, but let me put the helmet on. And there are no head straps. So the voice changer turned on. The whole thing with this helmet, so I don't have the head strap on. I'm really having to push it on my face here. So my eyes are about right here, and my nose is being crushed here pretty bad. And so I have pretty good mobility. See, down, but it's pushing my nose in and pushing my eyes up. So I'm seeing in a very pretty terrible way. That's a little better. I'm having to push the helmet down as much as possible. So visibility isn't the worst. It is fogging up pretty crazy, pretty quick. The voice changer button is right here. And it's your average voice changer like all the other helmets. Nothing new, nothing too crazy. It sounds a little better than like some of the real older helmets, but I don't think they've cared to really improve it that much. But that is there. And I think it can even change when you're breathing. It's basically speaking when I'm breathing. But yeah, that's the voice changer. So there's a lot of space right here. Like I can put because it's kind of just out in the open. Like a lot of if you have a big head like mine, and I know, yeah, so part of it is I am overweight, but just in general, if you have a long head, it's gonna kind of stick out here at the bottom. That's why also it's nice wearing, something here to cover up the rest of your face so it's not just sticking out like that. But yeah, so you take the helmet off. I'm sure my nose is red, but it's, for a normal person, this is gonna fit fine. So I can't really complain because it doesn't fit my abnormally shaped head. It's not a bad helmet. And I'm sure, I can finagle it enough to maybe get it on a little bit more. It's mainly my nose. Where your nose goes, my nose, it's like you're supposed to have a tiny nose. I mean, I can try this way. That's a little better. My nose is kind of in the nose slot right here. But again, it's real pushing on my cheekbones. Real intensely. So just be aware if you've got a larger head and you're just a larger person like myself. But until next time, that is going to be it. Thank you for watching.